Hey guys, it's Snowbyrde. You would think changing your entire personality so people would like you would feel like a difficult task, but as a recovering people pleaser, it's actually quite easy. And that's why I made a guidebook all about it, aka the subtle art of changing your entire personality so people will like you. Step 1. Don't be weird. I know what you're thinking. How do I know what's weird? But all you gotta do is figure out what the other person thinks is weird and just don't be that. Easy peasy. Step 2. Be agreeable. When you're having a conversation with someone, the easiest way to make them like you is agreeing with most of the things they say. And I say most with a reason. Because let's be real, if someone's agreeing with everything you say, they're gonna seem like they're sucking up to you. So you gotta throw in some light disagreements every now and then. Here's a demonstration. Wait, what? I hate spaghetti. I can't believe you think spaghetti is not that bad. And then they'll be like,
Oh yeah, spaghetti is so good, dude. It's so slippery and fun.
and then I'll be like, wow, you really changed my mind on that. Thanks for giving me a new perspective. Just take a look at how well that worked. He's smiling from ear to ear. Step 3. Just listen. And this is the easiest step because everyone likes listening to the sound of their own voice. And last but not least, step 4. You're gonna have to accept feeling really, really, really alone and misunderstood. So, I've been lying to a lot of you. The version you see of me is curated. There's a million different snows out there because everyone has their own version of me, and at this point, I'm not exactly sure which one is the right one. Even when I sit down to write my scripts for these YouTube videos, I keep pushing myself to be more funnier, more entertaining, more crazier, and because of that, I end up scrapping so many ideas because it's just not me. So even if this video gets ignored into oblivion, I kinda wanna be honest with you and be authentic, even if it's gonna feel kinda boring. Who are you when you're alone? When no one's there to perceive you? I felt scared coming face to face with that question. Because when I'm alone, I'm not really ever alone, am I? I didn't really have to face the existential dread because I have funny, goofy reels to look at. Take a look. Pretty funny, right? So I never sat down with those types of uncomfortable questions. But I'll admit it, I'm kinda scared to find that answer out. It's just scary knowing that you can exist without someone perceiving your every move. That you can do things without having someone acknowledge that you're doing them. That you're a real person outside of people's eyesight. The more I talk about it, the more my brain feels like scrambled eggs. I think it's pretty obvious by now. I think I have an identity crisis. Having an identity crisis kind of feels like a performance. You're on stage constantly, day and night, with an itchy costume, and you just keep dancing until you know how to keep the crowd consistently amazed. That's how you know you're doing good. And when the audience is gone, would I still be dancing? I can loosen up the dress and I can finally breathe, but what's the point of dancing if there's no one else going to enjoy it? I realized I was becoming an observer of sorts. If I'm going to know who my audience is, I must observe each and every single person that I come across. Take this specimen for example. As soon as I see them, I'm already taking note of everything. Body language, facial expression, style, opinions, tone. This all plays a factor into what character I end up playing. Because, of course, I don't have a personality of my own. So when you think about it, I'm a bit like clay in that way, or a shapeshifter, or an actor. And hey, it comes with its benefits. I can switch who I am on a dime. And most of the time, you end up keeping the peace with people. But I'll let you in on an industry secret. Being an observer and witnessing two people who dislike each other start to interact, it is single handedly the most stressful thing you can imagine. Whenever I see something like that go down, all I could think about is why can't they just pretend to get along? Like, why are you starting a fight right here, right now? And I thought they were genuinely obtuse. How hard is it to read the room and not just go along with things? But the more I thought about it, the more I found it brave. That instead of backing down and agreeing with whatever the other person said, they would rather stand on what they believed in without caring or worrying about if you're gonna be disliked. That is so freaking cool. I want to tell you about a moment I had recently. It might come as a surprise to many, but I've now been able to actually enjoy making art. As you can tell at this point, I do everything performatively. So even with art, I've always done it to impress people or make friends or make content. But recently, I had this moment. There was something building inside me, something dying to get out. And this one day, I sat in front of my canvas and I was staring at it and it was staring back at me. And I felt that thing that I couldn't describe. It felt like something stuck in my throat, trying to claw its way out to splatter itself all over the canvas. It felt animalistic, like a primal urge. And for the first time, I took whatever that feeling was and I drew without worrying if it looked perfect or presentable to others. And that was the first time I made something that meant something to me. It represented me. It wasn't pretty, it looked crazy, but it felt amazing. It's crazy to think that when I was a kid, I wanted to be the ideal person, the perfect person. I wanted to be so perfect that no one could hate on me. But I think you already know what I'm gonna say. That's impossible. I mean, I was already off to a tough start because I'm an Indian woman. Half of the Earth's population is already mad at me for no reason. I mean, I was literally sucking up to people that I don't even like. I dislike them, but I still wanted them to like me. At some point, I was like, yeah, this is ridiculous. But regardless of that, even if I was the most trained, most intelligent, most talented beauty queen, someone's still gonna find me boring. It took me a while to actually digest that lesson. It was a tough pill to swallow, and I'm still taking those pills to this day, trust me. But day by day, it does get a bit easier and it feels freeing each day. It's interesting that no matter what I do, I'll piss someone off, so I'd rather do the thing that I want to do. I mean, there's still that lingering question though. What do I want? And I wish I could say I had that all figured out too, but I don't. I mean, figuring out your identity is hard. It's easy when I'm the one perceiving people, but how am I supposed to know for a fact who I am without people telling me what I am? There's gonna be people who view me as a bad person or a good person, so what's a reality? When I think about it, I think I'm someone that wants to make cool art. I want to make cool friends. I want to be able to live in a city. I want burgers. I want to bring good into this world and try to change things for the better. I want to make people feel understood. I know it's not much, but I think I'm still learning. The reflection is still blurry, but I'm sure it'll be clear one day. And maybe one day I'll start performing for myself. And maybe one day I'll also finally be able to enjoy my own company. Who knows?